bonkers.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, what do you want? I don't think I need shiny fish scales for anything.
Yo.
I need to buy some more arrows.
Keep it real.
Where can I buy some replacement arrows?
Got the best deals anywhere.
Does he sell arrows? Hello, my brother.
Good.
Hello. Do they sell arrows up here? There sure are a lot of alliance men over here.
What's beyond your mind?
We, the Zandalari trolls, traveled here from distant lands, for we cannot ignore the threat that now faces our world. What are they doing here?
Stay away from them.
Ooh, hey, look, a quest to turn in. Are you going to stream on Christmas? I should probably change that title. I ain't streaming every day. It's a big old lie.
Glad I could help.
Every day. Alliance. What about Alliance? What up, Hero? What up, Core Alex? I'm just looking to buy some arrows right now. But I don't know where the arrow vendor is at. He lied to us. I already kind of missed the first 3 days. Mainly because this is like the first day that I haven't been sick. Although I did stream last week even though I was sick. And after the stream I had like the biggest headache in the world. It was the worst headache I've ever had. I thought I was gonna die. And then I remembered, like, you know, I've read things about migraines and headaches before. I've read about them being much worse than this. So I was like, I'll probably be fine. It hurts a lot, sure. I had to like lay down and put ice on my head. And like down a bottle of ibuprofen. But I was like, I've heard of much worse cases and they were totally fine. It's just painful. In a building, there's a lot of vendors. I'm looking inside the building. I can't find it. Hi, Hero, it's me. Hi, Hero, it's me. It's me, Hero. I don't know who Night Loot is scared. You had a horrible headache because Kakyo was roasting you? No, it's because I was sick. It was probably a sinus headache. I was probably having a reaction to the new medication I was taking for it. Well, a new medication I was trying for the symptoms. Ooh.
Be good.
I'm just looking for some arrows, but it doesn't look like anyone sells any.
Keep it real.
Why don't none of y'all people... This dude's kind of annoying, flapping about everywhere. Not going to stop asking top 5 reasons BFA is good, please. Top 5 reasons BFA is good. Number 1, because Sylvanas is the main character. Number 2, because Sylvanas does cool things in it. Number 3, because Sylvanas burns down the tree of the heretics, who kick the Blood Owls out of their homeland. Number 4, something about Sylvanas again. Number 5, did you see how cool Sylvanas was when she beat up Bolvar?
I got what you need.
Read my comment in order if you want to understand, Hiru. Arrows can be found near the Booty Bay entrance on the ground level in the building. There's lots of vendors. The entrance? The entrance is from the sea, though. So if I go over here, I can find the arrow building. And this building over here. There are a lot of vendors in here.
Need help? See you around.
Hey, yeah.
I do want to become an engineer one of these days.
Time is money, friend.
Ooh, a mace.
What can I do for you?
He's the superior bower and he just sells garbage bows. Guess that's why he works in Booty Bay. We've all been catfished by the title. Also, greetings, friend. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Shit, that reminds me. It's Pet Battle Week. I should be doing a pet battle. Whatever. I've already decided to play Classic. You know, since I'm streaming every day, I can just do a pet battle stream tomorrow.
Talk to me.
Ooh. I don't really want that keeping up one of my bag spaces, though. I remember the first time I found this vendor playing the game in live, and I was like, whoa. I think I just found a secret. No one knows about these birds except for me. Okay. So now I need to leave the city. Have you ever played on an RP PvP Classic server? No. I don't like PvP servers. I still can't mount up. Favorite boss in Classic? Valistraz the Corrupt. Here, do you think you can get to 60 before Christmas? Yep. Easily. Hey boy, no switch to Pet Battles. Who cares about dead old Classic? Pet Battles is better than Classic. I'm already playing Classic though. I can always do Pet Battles some other time. I told you where the arrow vendor is, but you don't read my comments in order. I did read them in order. Here, you're gonna get a 60 before Christmas? Yes. And then I'll have a second 60 by Christmas. Just you watch. Well, that was a quick 5 reasons. What was a quick 5 reasons? I should probably read these in order, instead of just randomly picking out stuff to read. Pet Battle stream tomorrow? Heck yeah, if I remember. And I'm not busy with something more important. Honestly, doing any kind of work for my YouTube channels is more important than a stream. I just kind of hadn't played Classic in a while. I was like, I'll do a stream tonight. And then like all day I've been like, is it, 10 o'clock yet? Can I stop working to do the Classic stream? Because I don't want to work anymore. Man, you know what I found out today? Like, I was editing and writing scripts and recording audio. I basically did everything that a YouTuber does today. And I was just like, man, streaming is so much easier than making YouTube videos. Requires a lot less big brain power. You just have to like sit there and play video games. And then it got me to thinking like, hey, that's probably why my stream sucks, because I don't do anything special. What do actual interesting streamers do on their stream? They plan events and shit. They think of like fun, entertaining things people will want to watch. I don't do any of that. So of course I'm gonna think it's easy. Booty Bay, don't miss the boat. Listen to Fell Plague. What did Fell Plague say? Probably something dumb. Gotta get that level 25 stone. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You plan on doing any raids? No. I don't have any plans on raiding in Classic. Although, that'll be for future me to think about. Why is there so many people leveling? Isn't Classic a dead game? Oh, I gotta summon my pet. I also gotta feed it some food since I dismissed it. Favorite class / race to play as? Blood Elf, Hunter. Not together though. I don't think I like Blood Elf Hunters very much. My favorite class to play are Hunters. My favorite race is the Blood Elf. My main character is a Zandalari Troll Priest though. They watch YouTube videos. Hey, see, I can't even watch YouTube videos on stream because, like, I don't have a face cam. Nobody gives a shit about my reactions to a video if they can't see me physically reacting to it. That's like the basic necessity of reacting to videos online. Also, I'm not sure I can do that on YouTube either. I'd have to, like, go onto my Twitch account. Twitch.com/HarumaRedX, which is actually taken by someone else, and it's kind of annoying. Twitch has this new thing where they actually let you rename your channel now, which wasn't in there when I first started using Twitch. So I really want to rename it to HarumaRedX, but it's taken. So I need to think of something else, because it won't let me use HarumaRed either. Like, who the fuck takes my name? My name is really dumb and stupid. I can't believe someone has it. It's the worst name ever. And I'm not even popular. I'm sure I can go into any classic WoW server and get my name no problem, because no one gives a shit about my name. But no, not on Twitch. I posted this on my channel. I recreated the Lich King voice and I'm kind of proud of it. If you could watch 38-second video and tell me what you think, that would be cool, I guess. Someone should watch it and tell me if it's actually cool or not. If all the final bosses from every expansion fought, who would win? Let's see. God damn it. Let me kill this thing real quick. I'm dead. I should change my title, Retail Baby Dies, to Classic Mobs. Let's see, the final boss of Vanilla was Kel'Thuzad. Okay. The final boss of TBC was Kil'jaeden. Alright, Kil'jaeden wins that fight. Final boss of Wrath of the Lich King was Valiota. I think Kil'jaeden still wins that. Final boss of Cataclysm was Deathwing. Okay, I think Deathwing wins against Kil'jaeden. Final boss of Mists of Pandaria was Garrosh. I think Deathwing wins again. Final boss of Warlords of Draenor was Archimonde. I think Deathwing still is in the lead. Final boss of Legion was Argus. Yeah, he wins. Holy shit. I forgot about Argus. Nothing beats Argus. He is the strongest boss that players fight in a raid, period. Argus would win. I didn't even think of that until I went through all of them. I was kind of thinking there for a second. It's definitely going to be Deathwing. Nope. Yeah, I looked it up. It was one level off. Halfway point between 160 is level 44. So here you are halfway to 60 playtimes. Good luck getting to Christmas. I can do this in my sleep. I'm a World of Warcraft pro player. Don't you know I get paid to play WoW? No, I don't. Happy birthday. My birthday... You're talking about someone else, right? Popular streamers watch YouTube videos. Oops, I'm talking too much. Popular streamers watch YouTube videos, so you could rate my Lich King reaction on it on my channel, 38 seconds. I don't have a webcam. I mean, correction, I absolutely have a webcam. I even have one of the streamer ones. I even have it set up to my OBS. I could just turn it on right now. I'm not going to, though. And that's what's important. I actually kind of like your name. The name's garbage. Yeah, 44 is roughly 50% level to XP wise. Hey, I have nothing but rested experience right now. That should last me for an entire level, since I rarely play this game anymore. Ever since the new Diablo season started, I should really correction. The reason I haven't been playing Classic WoW as much is because the new Diablo season came out, and Battlegrounds and Hearthstone are kind of fun. So, like, most of my free time goes to those two activities. Do I not have any human food for me? Ah, here we go. Ever tried the Pandaren race? I have 4 max level characters, and one of them is a Pandaren monk. So, yes. The voice is too scratchy. I don't know what you're saying. I have no idea what the fuck is okay, someone watched it. Argos is literally powerful enough to end all life in the universe in a 10-second cast. Yeah, okay. Okay, Pyro. Man, do I have a story about Pyromancer? So, like, the past 2 BlizzCons, I actually met with Pyromancer. And, he's a really nice guy. We had a really fun discussion this year about Shadowland stuff. And that ends my stories of Pyromancer. Uh-oh. I will help. So yeah, like Argus, we're gonna fight N'Zoth, but even he would be sneaked by Argus. Argus would wreck N'Zoth. Wouldn't even be a contest. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I think I'm getting over my sickness pretty well. You know, great thing about the cold I had this time, it didn't actually give me a sore throat, which is literally the first time ever. I've never gotten a cold before where it didn't also give me a sore throat. I didn't even know that was possible. I remember talking to like a friend before who got sick. Whenever she gets sick, she usually gets better after like a day or 2. And I thought that was crazy. And I was like, man, doesn't it suck being sick where you can't drink cold water? And she's like, I can drink cold water just fine. I was like, no, I mean, I know you can drink it, but doesn't it suck about how it hurts your throat? And she's like, it doesn't hurt my throat. I was like, okay, whatever. And then like this last time I got sick, I was able to like drink cold water the entire time. My throat didn't get sore. It was amazing. Most of my colds don't give me sore throats. This is literally the only one that hasn't given me a sore throat. And that's kind of amazing. And I've had like a million colds in my life. I've had so many colds that I know how all of the store brand cough medicines work on my body. Because I've literally tried all of them. And I would just experiment with new ones because I got sick so often. I'd be like, okay, this sickness, I'm going to try this brand of cough medicine stuff and see how it works. And I didn't know that, you know, your throat doesn't also get sore whenever you have a cold. Am I being attacked by something? Yep. Let me heal myself a little bit. Why are they attacking me? Ah. He can't hit me from behind here, can he? I'm scared. I'm also trying to conserve my mana. I think I should use it though, because Accelerator looks like he's about to die. Okay, I should heal him. We got this, Accelerator. Oof. Yeah, Heroes of Webcam, he uses it to FaceTime and talk about cute boys in the Discord server. No, I use it to record Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing videos. If you go on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, you should be able to see them. Also, that sounds made up because I'm not gay. I'll have you know, Fell Plague, I've checked. Hit 60 about 2 weeks ago. Damn. Speeding through the game, aren't we? Also here, you don't need a face cam. I would just like you to rate it. No, I need a face cam. That's not how this works. You can hear my voice pretty good. You have to know English how to understand. No, literally the spell he casts is the end of all life and you need to interrupt it or else he kills you and all the other titans. Yeah, okay. Because it's literally going to end all life in the universe. That's how it's going to work. And not just a flavorful name for an ability. You know, when you fight Alagon, he gives you real black holes on the floor. Actual ones, not just, you know, a flavorful name for an ability that functions similarly. No, those were real black holes. Didn't you see how they completely destroyed all of the universe that was within that confined space? Most of my colds don't give me sore throats. You guys are all like superhumans with your immune systems. Am I the only one who has a really bad immune system? You know, I was thinking, it's like, what, you know, if I was to be asked in an interview, what are some of your negative traits? Or like, what are some of your weaknesses? I had to think about that. No, I was thinking about it because I saw like a movie or a video about someone who was bad with directions. And I was like, hey, I'm bad with directions too. If I was in one of these movies, they would make fun of me for getting lost all the time. And then I'm not really bad with directions, though. I just don't really care most of the time. When I do care about getting to my destination on a timely manner, I am a directions expert. But that was also making me think, like, you know, what would be some of my weaknesses? One of them would definitely be my constitution. I'd have like a -2 in the constitution stat if I was a D&D character. But since I get sick so easily. I played Hunter in Retail in Classic, got to level 60 in my Rogue. I must prefer Rogue. Eel Rogue. Beast Mastery Hunter is so cool. They're alright. Hero, don't you have a tanky pet yet? This pet is tanky. He's one of the tankiest pets in the game. Wait, is that Zanzil himself? That can't actually be Zanzil. Holy crap, it might be Zanzil because he summoned 2 totems. And a skeleton. Ah! Save me. Holy crap, these things have a lot of health. Ah! Each skeleton has like 900 health. What the hell? Also, why am I fighting the Zanzil? That dude's famous. You guys probably don't know who he is, though. Hero, go to bed, you big doofus. Okay, Amstress. I get colds every 2 weeks. That used to be me before I started working from home. Actual fact, that man colds are a thing. Guys are more prone to colds than women, generally speaking. Probably. There are biological differences between men and women. I wouldn't doubt that, but that would probably be one of them. I went overboard with CAC yesterday. I donated $50 worth of gifted subs to him as we memed for an hour about Dolly and Dot and Dottie. Wow, Fell Plague. Does that mean you're ready to make videos once a week? If you're handing out money? I donated a gift sub to Dolly, Dot, my best friend, make my way through dunes of sand, Dottie, Dottie God, and a few others. What? He said he won't because of the formality of a face cam? Yes. Hey, hero. Hello there. I also find it odd that voodoo skeletons he summons have human knight armor. I'm sure they just use normal skeletons. Or that's probably why they had so much health. Each one had like 900 health, so I didn't even try to fight them. I just skedaddled out of there and I wasn't quick enough. Skedaddle means to escape quickly. For you youngins who don't understand us millennials. Did you just die? Hunters can't die even in vanilla. They can if they don't feign death, like I didn't. Elaborate on Zanzil? Zanzil, he's just famous for his potions in game. If you're a rogue player, there's this potion rogues are able to buy, which will kill them after 7 days. And the potion itself is called Zanzil's Potion. He's also a boss in the revamped Zul'Gurub, and he uses potions in his fight. He's just a really famous potions dude. So it's weird to see him as just a random NPC as a quest mob. Everybody knows who Zanzil is. You guys are probably just joshing. Joshin. That's funny. Reminds me of Method Josh. He was one of my favorite streamers. Until the incident happened. And now he doesn't stream anymore. In my incident, I mean, it turns out he was kind of creepy towards women. More than one occasion. So I guess it was more than one incident. Yeah, he's the zombie dude in the Zul'Gurub revamp. No, there's more lore to him than just that. How are you liking Classic? It's obviously different from retail. But what are your opinions on the PvP aspects from Classic and retail versions of the game? And also, hi, Hero. Currently, my opinions on Classic are that I'm kind of bored of leveling. Because, like, buying my upgrades is too expensive. So it's like I go to town and I just look at everything at the vendor and I just think, man, look at all these upgrades I can't buy because I don't have money. This is probably what I get for being efficient. I will hit 60 eventually. Mainly because I really need to in order to get footage. There's a couple of things I need to get footage of in game, but I can't really do it because I'm not max level yet. Collect 10 shining blue crystals. Okay. Also, I don't really PvP anymore. So I don't really have an opinion on the PvP stuff, especially since I don't play on a PvP server. My god, there's lots of people here. Why is there always so many people in every goddamn quest I'm on in this zone? I don't want competition for these things. Maybe I should tell my leveling guide to take me somewhere else and stop taking me to Stranglethorn, since it seems everyone levels here. Always Alliance players too. Oh, it looks like this guy is fighting the Alliance player? No. I think he was helping him out. Wait, the potions kill you? I got it dispelled. Yeah, it'll kill you after 7 days. As long as you don't die before then. It's 7 days of in-game time though, so it's really hard for it to kill you. Since your favorite class is a hunter, what is your favorite hunter pet? The spore bat. I don't think they have spore bats in Classic, though. How much health? This thing has that much health? What the hell? Come on, pull it off of me already, you stupid bird. Has someone sended you gold? No, no one has. I'm not popular enough for people to send me gold. He ain't even max level on Classic yet. He can't do PvP. Yeah, I can't do PvP yet. Also, I'll probably just do casual battlegrounds, even if I do PvP. Huh. Even if I do PvP. I said do. The vendors don't speak broke. Sorry, man, I have to go to bed. Have to go to school. Thanks for answering my question. See ya. I have to go to school tomorrow, too. Man, guys, finals, am I right? Having to study for finals because it's December. Finals are in December, right? I'm pretty sure they are. I would be surprised if they weren't. But man, those finals, am I right, fellow high schoolers? Any fellow high schoolers in here? Bro, it's 7:30 a.m. I can't watch because I need to go to school. Man, I know the feeling, having to wake up early for high school. It's hilarious how many people in the first week of PvP are trying to get Grand Marshal / High Warlord through World PvP without realizing it's almost impossible with so many players doing it. Isn't it based on, like, your rank in relation to everyone else's? So, I mean, at least 1% of the people will get it. Or 1 person per server, I think that's how it works. I don't know, I just know it's a complete waste of time. You need to stop him from summoning the thing. A single blue shiny crystal. Nice. There's like 5 other people in this area. Let's go do something else. I don't know why there's randomly 5 people doing this really obscure, out of the way quest. What's the quest add-on you have in the top of your screen? That is Zygor, my friend. I would send you gold, but you're horde? Yeah. That's too bad. Ooh, I can skin this. Why do you quest and not dungeon grind? I hit 60 in 3 days played. In order to dungeon grind, you have to have friends. Or be part of a guild that does those. And I don't have either of those things. Graduated, gotta wake up for work. Man, work, that must suck. I don't have to worry about that. I just have my high school to worry about. Gosh, chores, am I right? You're trying to be hip with the kids? I am a kid. I'm currently 16 years young. No, old. 16 years old. Kids like to call themselves old, I forgot. Calling yourself young is only something old people do. Which is your favorite melee class? Probably the rogue. Hey, look, some mobs I can kill. Let's shoot it. And then run, run, run. There we go. That should be far enough away. What is a major thing that you would change about the hunter class? I don't really play hunter in retail. If you're asking about things I would change in the classic one, well, man, do I got a story for you. What if I told you there was 15 years of changes of the hunter ever since classic WoW? What is your favorite expansion of all time? Probably Warlords of Draenor. I don't think they can really top the amount of content they released in that expansion. The true social magic of vanilla. People are stealing your mobs. Man, I wish they would not steal my mobs. I had to go to a new area to quest because of them. Ooh, a new rank of nature resistance. I guess I'll give him armor. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, I thought I was going from rank 3 to rank 6. No. You call it melee as well? Thank God everyone says it's pronounced melee. Yeah, I used to say melee. Now I say melee too. Because people yell at me if I don't. I got my Perdition's blade today. Almost had a heart attack. I had my Corehound tooth for a while now. I don't know what that means. Hey, Welt's gonna sing about Dolly Dot with me. Welt seems like the kind of guy who would do that. This... God damn it, I forgot. This add-on actually kind of clutters my UI pretty badly. What are your thoughts and or concerns about Shadowlands? Seems neat. My only concern is that it doesn't come out sooner. BFA is my favorite expansion because it bought Classic. I don't think I follow that line of reasoning. Which covenant will you join in Shadowlands? Or do you have to like which one is the most interesting to you? Previously, I was of the mind of I'll just pick whichever covenant has the best abilities for my class. But then someone made a graphic comparing all of the covenants to like video games. And they compared one of the covenants to Ori and the Blind Forest. And I was like, oh, that's the one I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick whichever one is the Ori and the Blind Forest covenant. I don't know which one that is though. I forget. I don't know their names. I'm bad with names. But whichever one resembles Ori and the Blind Forest the most. That's the one I'm currently gunning for. Those are daggers, Hiru. BIS Rogue Raid Gear. Oh. You know, funny thing about World of Warcraft. There's two things people care a lot about in the game. And those two things are mounts and gear. And I've never really cared about either of those things. It's just never really been a big concern of mine. I always, over the years, have happily passed on loot. Because I didn't really need it. And I like to brag about out-healing other people while having a lower item level anyway. So, you know, those are two things lots of people care about. And I should really make more videos about them. But since I personally don't really care about loot in World of Warcraft, or mounts, you know, I don't really know anything about them. It's just all like, you know, hidden from, people will name these things. It's like, unless it's an iconic weapon or something that everyone knows about, or that's specific to like priest or hunters, because those are the two classes I know the most about, I'm not going to have any idea what you're talking about. Unless I covered it in one of my videos. I can pull this one. You know what? I can do this. And then just attack this dude. And if he gets pulled, assuming he's a melee guy, he can run to me. Who the hell is he? Oh, there's another hunter over there. Well, that works. My inventory is full already? Well, this thing sells for a lot. I think I'm going to feed my dude some ham, and then I'm going to make my way back to the mailbox. Where is the nearest mailbox? It's probably at Gromgol Base Camp. I think late 2020 release of Shadowlands would be beneficial. I have pretty much assumed that's when it's going to come out. Streaming every day in December? You madman. Yeah, I might be fibbing about that. I've already missed the first 3 days. So, I'll stream every day in December, except for the days I don't stream. I'd rather see a redefined release of November instead of August. Kind of like how they release BFA a little bit too early. Hiru Senpai. After Sylvanas kills Sourfang, I could see yourselves as I see you, toy soldiers in tin plates, beasts who howl for honor, standing as one, savor it, nothing lasts. That is what she says. I'm wondering if you had a follow-up to that. Is everything a hunter weapon though? Hunters can need on everything except for maces. How do you know your pet is male? Maybe it's female? My pet? I have no idea. I don't know if Accelerator is exactly a male name. You know, hey, maybe he prefers gender neutral pronouns. I will now refer to Accelerator as it, they, and them.
Victory.
What are you looking for?
I am here to sell shit. So that my bags will be empty. I have a lot of quest items. I don't think I should have this many quest items.
Straight.
Because it's really taking up a whole bunch of space in my bags.
Throw hole.
Is there a new... Nothing good. Zug Zug. Did I learn anything neat? Everything's expensive. 7 gold? Oh, that's how much gold I have. Never mind. I'd like to upgrade my stuff, but that's so expensive. And I don't even need half of it. Everything is so expensive. I'm sure it'd be more fun to level up on an alt when you can just send yourself a whole bunch of gold. First character is always the hardest. How much free bag space? I only have 11 bag space after coming to town. Who... If, let's say, the initial ranking you gave BFA was a D at launch, after 8.2.5 and now 8.3 at the door, do you think its ranked changed for better or for worse? Yeah, 8.2 was really good. It fixed a lot of the problems the game had. 8.3 is trying to fix the rest of them. They're doing a really good job of turning things around. I would definitely give the game A minus. It's pretty darn good. In 2014, I predicted Diablo 4 to come out in 2020. Now I think it's 22. 2022? That sounds about right. From what I've heard about the development of Diablo 4, they don't got shit done. They just don't have anything. That's why they didn't announce it last year, because they were just like, they don't have anything done. And they pretty much only announced it this year just to give people hope that there's more than just Diablo Immortal to look forward to. Don't want to give your pet greater stamina? I accidentally gave him armor before stamina, so I didn't have enough points for it. Unless there's a way to reset your training points. There might be, I don't know. I've never done it. The whole training system didn't exist in Wrath of the Lich King when I started playing. They just had their own little talent trees instead, which was a lot more fun. I still question what happened after Legion development. Why did they get so slow with it? Probably because they had to completely redesign an entirely new endgame mechanic with the Essence system. I can't imagine they had planned that before BFA came out. So they kind of had to introduce a, very game-changing, brand new mechanic into the game. So they probably put all their resources into that. If people had enjoyed the Azerite gear, there probably would have been more frequent updates. That's what I'm just assuming. Considering how time-consuming game development is. Whoa. There's 3 of these guys together. I wonder if I can do it. We got this. Whoa, I'm a machine gun. I'm a machine gun. Oh, I'm not a machine gun anymore. Wow, welts. Maybe a C at best? Yeah. Okay. For every single WoW expansion, except Legion, people basically complained about how bad it was. I remember in Mists of Pandaria, people complained all the time about stupid pandas. I remember in Warlords of Draenor, people complained about it. They didn't really complain in Legion much, though. What I'm trying to say is you can't really get a good gauge of these things until afterwards. You know, Warlords of Draenor wasn't really knocked down because of its content. It was more about the lack of content that people were mad about. There wasn't really enough to do, because that was the expansion before Mythic Plus Dungeons were added to the game. But that was the expansion which introduced the concept of a Mythic Dungeon. But, you know, at end level, if you weren't raiding, there wasn't really anything else to do, because it was also the expansion before World Quests. You know, besides the usual grinding out old world stuff. Sylvanas isn't evil, she's doing what she does because she cares. That's true. She just cares about the souls of everyone and wants them to get to the afterlife as quickly as possible. That's all it is. You can buy parrots, should be an ammo vendor. What? I already bought ammo. It's much like talent system, but I think it maxes out at 10s per resets. That is not expensive at all. Oh, this is a group of people. Get him, accelerator. WoD lacked content. The raids were a blessing. Yeah, I think Blackrock Foundry was like... It's still probably one of the best raids they've ever made. You know, in my current tier list, I'd put Blackrock Foundry at the top. Like, that raid was really good. I'd never do that in a video, though. That would piss off people. If I rate a raid in a video, I have to go based off of popular opinion. Personal opinion, Blackrock Foundry is probably the best raid in WoW. Popular opinion, it's still pretty good. But you'll never hear people talk about it in the same way they talk about Ulduar or ICC. Because, like, Wrath of the Lich King was when Blizzard was finally hitting their stride with raid design, and they were doing things correctly. A lot of things that happened in Wrath became the standard for raiding ever since. Karazhan is still the best. Yeah, I mean, I made a video on it, going over the top 10 best raids. I was sneaky and added Blackrock Foundry to it. But yeah, I know what all the popular raids are. And no one really disagreed with Blackrock Foundry. That was pretty neat. I was like, I pulled a sneaky on you putting Blackrock Foundry on this list. And everyone was like, yeah, it was pretty good. I was like, but you guys don't understand. I put in the list of the top 10 best of all time. And it's a raid from Warlords of Draenor. Wow, these are elites. These will wreck me up. I really like Throne of Thunder. I really did not like Throne of Thunder. I remember Blizzard hyped it up as like the next Ulduar. And I was like, I don't like Ulduar. I never did Ulduar while it was current content. I only ever did Ulduar for like achievement farming in Cataclysm. And I went in there and I did like the medium dwarf achievement 5 times. Anyone who's done that achievement before will know why I don't like that place. So I don't have like a positive experience with Ulduar, even though I didn't do it current content. Like, I'm totally being unfair with my dislike of the place. Because, you know, my experience is doing the medium rare achievement 5 times. So when they were hyping up Throne of Thunder as the next Ulduar, I was like, that doesn't sound fun at all. And then when I actually did it, I was like, it's okay, but I don't really like this place very much. I don't really like the Thunder King either. He's kind of stupid. And then when I read Thunder King lore, I was like, man, this dude is awesome. He just looks kind of stupid. If you had to raid the Eternal Palace right now, what would you give it? A B or so? Or Eternal Palace... Man, Eternal Palace is pretty average. But you want to talk about a good raid? Battle for Dazar'alor, like the previous one. Like, mark my words, that will go down as one of the greatest. Battle for Dazar'alor was so good. And Jaina, like the final fight, like, my god, was that one of the best final fights I've ever done. Man, I made a video about, like, top 10 end bosses and dungeons and shit. And I remember after doing Jaina, I was like, I need to update that video just to add Jaina here. Somewhere in the top spot, because her fight is so good. Like, if you explain the Jaina fight, it sounds cool in concept. And then when you do it in person, it's also good. Like, that rarely happens. It's kind of like trying to explain the spine of Deathwing and Deathwing fight. You know, hey, you chase after Deathwing on a boat, and then you gun him down, and you get on his back, and you rip his plates off. Then he falls down into the middle of the water, and then you push him into the middle of the ocean that destroys him, and then he gets exploded. It's like, that all sounds cool in concept, and then when you do the fight, it's really bad. Like, you just, you know, DPS little blood plates on his back. And then with Jaina, you chase her out into the open water on a boat. She asks for people to help her fight, and you have to, like, stop them and then shoot down the boats that are coming in and send in reinforcements with the ballistas. And then they try to, like, freeze the ballistas so you can't use them. And then it all ends up being a trap, and she just freezes all the boats in place anyway, and you have to chase her into the middle of the ocean. And that was a trap because she tries to freeze you, and you have to run back to the boats to, you know, get napalm and have Nathanos help you out. And then you finally beat her, and she runs away at the last second. It's like, the whole thing is just awesome. And then when you actually do the fight, it actually works out really fun in practice too. It's insane. It's like the only time they've ever had a thematic fight that was actually fun in practice. Battle for DA is maybe like a B, B+. It's probably because you just did it. Maybe you just got done farming it. You don't want to think about it for a while. You know, farming a raid over and over really kills the enjoyment of it. You have to give it some time to simmer, but, you know, even after that, I still think it's going to be one of the greats. They just wanted to say Jaina was a raid boss, and man, was she a good raid boss. Only 5 times? I can't even count how many times they did to help people get their rare achievement. Hell, I'm still helping people? Holy shit. You've done medium rare more than 5 times? So, for those of you who don't know what the achievement is, I can't open it up because I'm on Classic right now. But there's a fight in Old War where you, like, fight a dragon. And one of the achievements is you have to get the dragon to kill 25 of its own men. And it only spawns like 5 at a time. And she only kills them at the end of like 1 phase. So you have to get those 5, and you have to get their health low enough and get them alive, and you have to get them into the perfect position, and then just wait for her to breathe on them. And then do it all over again. And you have to do this like 5 times throughout the fight if you're perfect, which takes like a minimum of 25 minutes to do. So every time you do the achievement, it takes like half an hour. It is incredibly tedious and very easy to screw up. Why do they fight Jaina? I never played BFA. Because she went into the city of Dazar'alor, and killed the king because he was about to join the Horde. So, you know, hey, you want to kill them before they join the Horde, you know? Basically, the Alliance were just being a bunch of baddies. Anyone miss Tomb of Absargeras? Tomb of Sargeras will go down as one of the worst. Nobody liked Tomb of Sargeras. No one liked it while they were doing it. All the fights sucked. It'll go down as one of the hardest raids for sure, but it was not very fun. Highmaul was good in the second half of the raid. The first half was too easy and boring. I don't know. The second half was kind of like... The final fight of Highmaul had one of the longest fights in the game's history. And it wasn't exactly an interesting long fight either. Siege of Orgrimmar was pretty cool. Yeah, Siege of Orgrimmar was pretty cool. Uh-oh, they're attacking me. Come on, get their aggro accelerator. I know you can do it. I know you got this. Damn it, they hit me so hard. Jaina was a good fight, I agree. I like how she freezes the ocean. Nah, ending a raid without a kill is killing the enjoyment. I agree that sentiment too made the whole fight feel useless. That is a fair criticism of the fight. But it's more like, you know, I knew they weren't going to kill Jaina there. And she has shown on more than one occasion that she's able to escape situations if she needs to. She's like teleported an entire army before. Teleporting herself at the last second before she dies, not even one of the top 10 hardest things she's had to do. So I always thought it just kind of made sense. If anything, like, why don't more mages teleport before they die? Especially powerful ones like Jaina. And it's like, hey, that's exactly what she did. It's like, oh, never mind then. Good job, Jaina, for doing something competent. I love TOS. I thought it was extremely fun. Okay. Remember the KJ fight? Have you guys seen my video on the top 10 hardest raid bosses? The remake one? If you haven't, I highly suggest you watch it, because 2 of the bosses on that list are from the Tomb of Sargeras. And I make sure to go in detail over, like, just how ridiculous those fights were. Tomb of Sargeras, more like Tomb of Soak-Geras. That's what they used to call it. Because that's when they heavily use the soaking mechanic in like half the fights. Including all of the hard ones. And multiple times too. Not just like one soak mechanic. They had soaking mechanics inside soaking mechanics. After the second heroic KJ kill, I literally left WoW until Untaurus came out. That makes sense. We ended a lot of raids without a kill, though. We didn't kill Onyxia. We didn't kill Ragnaros. We killed Onyxia. We didn't kill Ragnaros. We killed Ragnaros. It's just he can't really die. We didn't kill Cthulhu. We didn't kill Kel'Thuzad. We did kill Kel'Thuzad. He just can't really die. We killed Cthulhu, too. He just can't really die. We didn't kill Illidan. We absolutely killed Gillidan. We had to bring him back to life in Legion. Well, actually, Gul'dan is the one who brings him back to life. There's that whole... I don't know if you've done the raid called the Nighthold. Because the climax of that is Illidan being brought back to life. Might have forgot. It wasn't a big deal or anything. It's not like it was one of the few raids with an ending cinematic. We didn't kill Kel'Thas. We did kill Kel'Thas. He was just brought back to life as a zombie. We didn't kill Kil'jaeden. Yeah, that's true. We did kill Jaden the second time, though. Canonically, he's dead. Maybe Felplague doesn't know lore as well as he thinks he does. Jaina has a lot of bloods on her hand. Yeah, she does. I always loved Jaina, but her bad deeds have been stacked up since Warcraft 3. She has good intentions, but bad executions. Character victim of bad writing. I don't know about bad writing. I think Jaina's great. She's one of my favorite characters. Mainly because of Heroes of the Storm. What's your favorite cutscene? Mine has got to be Wrathgate, when Bolvar became Lich King and Illidan destroyed the Naru. Rejection of the Gift is my favorite. The one where Illidan destroys the Naru. Nothing really tops it for me. Like, you know, I saw Wrathgate and I thought it was kind of a bad cinematic at first. I remember I saw it when I was questing and I was like, what the hell is this? It's like, that was really bad animation. But it's cool that we saw the Lich King. Also, dragons? Okay. I didn't really know much about lore back then. But that's usually like everyone's favorite. For me, though, it was definitely Rejection of the Gift. Remember after I saw that, I was like, no way. They didn't just do that. No. I was in such disbelief. I just could not believe they killed the Prime Naru like that. Because they set it up. They had been setting it up for so long. And I just did not think they would do that. And it made total sense, too. It was like more of one of those, you know, unexpected things to happen, but it also totally made sense. Those are the best kinds of twists. Like, when you have a twist for the sake of a twist, like a lot of the things that happened in Season 8 of Game of Thrones, it's not really satisfying. It's just kind of like, well, that was kind of stupid. But Rejection of the Gift was a really well done twist. Because for those of you who don't know, they had been setting up Illidan the entire expansion, and even in the book, like the book that came out before Legion, the Illidan novel, they had been setting it up super hardcore to be like the chosen one by the Naru. He was supposed to be the leader of the Army of the Light, which would defeat the Legion. And like he had been prophesized by the Narus, and they were all working in order to get Illidan to lead the Army of Light. They'd even told Turalian that it wasn't his job to lead the Army of Light and that it would be Illidan. And you were basically, that's why like Illidan was there when they reformed her, so that he could finally fulfill his destiny. And I was like, oof, that's how they're gonna redeem Illidan, I guess. And then he fucking kills her, and I was like, whoa. I did not see that coming. And it totally makes sense. I am my scars. Oh god, that was so good. I love it. He's like, well, I'm going to heal all your wounds. You don't have to worry about those things anymore. It's like, no. Scars are proof that you exist. They're proof that you struggled and overcame them anyway. It was so good. Killed Jaden, got the suck in TBC. That's true. KJ's still hard even. The intermission is just brutal. Yeah, Kill Jaden. That's why it was like at the top of my list in the hardest bosses remake. We killed Archimon past an alternate timeline. The thing is, like, in the mythic version of Archimon, you kill him in the Twisty Nether. So he was supposed to be dead, but people didn't like that he was going to die in a filler expansion, so they retconned it. But he also never showed up during Legion. So I guess he was dead, or just still reforming. He can't really die. Doesn't that mean they didn't really die? I mean, if you can't really die, you can still be killed. You just don't stay dead. Bad writing is a symptom of a story that's gone too long. Soap operas have the same problem. That's true. That's why, like, World of Warcraft has arcs. You know, every expansion is like a new arc. That's a better way to tell the story. Kind of like how, you know, long-running animes do it. You know, One Piece is like one of the longest-running animes currently going. And the story is really solid. Like, surprisingly so. It has like 1,000 episodes now, which is probably longer than the World of Warcraft story by this point. And we're still getting, like, things that were foreshadowed in, like, the first 10 episodes becoming plot relevant 20 years later. Because everything was so well written from the beginning. Like, the guy knew how things were going to go down, and he set it up. And he set it up for a payoff that wouldn't happen until, like, 20 years later. And it's like, goddamn, that's good writing. You know, it can work. It's just, you know, there's also things like soap operas, which have really bad writing and also go on for a long time. So it kind of gives the impression that you can't have something go on for a long time and still have good writing. Well, that's not really the case. It's just really difficult. That's probably a better way to put it. But it's definitely possible. And One Piece is a good example of it. Hey bro, I got foreshadowing over your foreshadowing. Yeah, it's insane. The things that have been foreshadowed in One Piece that are, like, you know, become plot relevant. And it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that was actually foreshadowed that long ago. I thought that was just a throwaway line. Kind of like how Sanji was part of the Germa 6. And they had foreshadowed, man, I can't speak today. They had foreshadowed it early on a couple of times. You know, hey, maybe they say one-off line and they create a whole backstory about it. I could see that, but no, this one was set up over the course of, you know, like 100 chapters apart each. It was properly foreshadowed, and only ever brought up when it was relevant to the current plot. It helps that One Piece is run by one person rather than a company with constant rotation of employees. That's true. But also, you know, like, a whole bunch of writers can probably keep things together better, too. There's also people like Akira, the guy who writes JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which is another really long-running show. Where things aren't really consistent within their own arcs. Like, he just straight up sometimes forgets that characters exist. Dragon Ball Z was like that too. The guy who wrote Dragon Ball Z, he also just kind of made up shit as he went along. And Dragon Ball Z is a very beloved show. I think One Piece gets too much credit than it deserves. It's getting retardedly long. No, I think it absolutely deserves all the credit it gets. It is so good. I'm honestly surprised that, you know, the story feels like it's being told at a natural pace and that it's not being dragged out at all. Everything up to Thriller Bark is One Piece's prime. Up to Thriller Bark? That's before Marineford. That's like the turning point in the One Piece. Akira is a 500-year-old vampire. The dude always forgets his age. Like, I like JoJo and everything, but he is definitely more about the rule of cool than, you know, writing a story that is consistent. He he tries to foreshadow sometimes and then forgets. It's kind of funny. Didn't expect him to be his scars. Don't think so. Some foresight can't even tell if someone is their scars. Yeah, Naru are kind of weird. Wow, the legendary hero stream. I stream every day in December, don't you know? I need to go back to town again. One Piece is men now, the anime at least. The manga is still solid. Probably a great prawn for the furry arc. That's true. The anime is kind of garbage. You know, I talk about the story. I mainly mean like the manga experience. The anime, they drag it out so much that it's kind of unwatchable. Have you heard of Mauler? No. So, Hero, you see that Sony added the trace of tons of animations from other artists and tried to pass it off as their own? Disgusting. Pair that people defending it. It's just art, who cares? You know, originally when I read that, I pre-read comments on my stream because you guys can't be trusted. But when I originally read that in my head, I immediately thought, like, who cares? Who cares if, you know, that topic is, it's such a non-issue. But then I thought, hey, talking about stupid shit, that's kind of the whole point of this stream. And that's why I read it anyway. But yes, I did hear about that Fell Plague. And I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I was also disappointed that Gromosh just decided to help the heroes after he was nearly about to end us all, the Iron Horde. Yeah, there's some instances of bad writing in WoW. And that's definitely one of them. You know, overall, I like the story, but I'm not going to acknowledge that it's perfect. I need bigger bags. JoJo is an enigma. My stand, the enigma. Oh god. I made this video in the early days of the channel called Wrath of the Lich King 2, the new WoW expansion. And I basically just went over what a Wrath of the Lich King 2 expansion would be like. And I thought the video was so good at the time. And I was disappointed that it didn't do very well. But hey, whatever, that's YouTubing. So I watched the video recently, even though I made the video originally like maybe 5 years ago. So rewatching the video 5 years later, I couldn't finish it because it was so cringy. And I was like, I thought this was good? What the hell? And the reason I remember this is because one of the parts in the video, I attempted to make a joke about how a new class they would add would be called the stand. And you basically just stand there and let your stand do everything for you so you don't have to actually press any buttons. It was supposed to be a joke about, like, you know, a really easy class that people can use because you don't have to do anything because your stand does everything for you. But I went too far with it. I just basically explained what stands are from JoJo, and I showed footage of a JoJo video game. And it wasn't a very funny joke in the first place, and definitely not funny after being over-explained like that. And the rest of the video wasn't good either. And I was like, oh my god, no wonder this video didn't do well. It's because it was bad. So there's a couple of other videos on the channel that I really like. I thought they were great, but they didn't do very well. So it always gets me thinking, is like, was that video actually bad? Is that why it just didn't do well? Because it was actually really bad? It might be. I don't know. I'm too scared to check again. Because that reminds me of the Inzoth series. Because I made a whole machinima mini-series about the melancholic adventures in Azoth. And I thought it was great. And it didn't do very well. And I still think it was great. But it still hasn't done very well. So I'm thinking maybe it's not very good. But I don't think that's the case. I still think it's good. Even though it hasn't done very well. But maybe 5 years from now I'll think it's bad. Like I do with the Wrath of the Lich King 2 video. But I just can't see that happening because I think it's good. That's probably like my favorite video on the channel that's has less than 20,000 views or something. Make WoW videos great. Yeah, I just need to make more top 10s. Yeah, videos are retarded. Videos I made got 10k plus views despite being made in WoW Movie Maker. They think people just like twinks back then. I mean, 10,000 views isn't a lot. If I had a video at 10,000 views, I would call that a failure. But that's based on like my metrics. You know, if I was going to base a video on my Azeroth Weather channel where it only has 10,000 subscribers, you know, if a video on that channel got 10,000 views, I'd be like, whoa, this video did pretty well. If a video only got 10,000 on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Or WoW channel, I would count those as failures. Because 10,000 is incredibly low. Ah! I am my scars. It's mental, though, that a company like Sony would think they can get away with that much plagiarism. Like, how do they think that would pass? I mean, yeah, big companies do stupid shit. Welcome to the world. The world of Warcraft. Sylvanas broke the Domination Helm because she was sponsored by Flex Tape. To further demonstrate the power of Flex Tape, I just sawed this helm in half. Man, the Sylvanas. I made a video about Sylvanas. It's the last video on my channel. It's doing really well. And it surprisingly has a positive like to dislike ratio, even though the comments are mostly negative. That is, that's always surprising. It seems like the silent majority liked the video, but then they saw the comments and they were kind of a cesspool of negativity and they didn't want to argue with anyone. Does anyone do that? Or I think that's probably just me. Like, I'll see a whole bunch of people arguing about something I disagree with, but also everyone is agreeing with them, so I don't comment because I don't want people to yell at me. Well, people, you know, that I don't agree with yelling at me, because it's like yelling into a void. I know from experience that it's just going to be a waste of time, so I don't bother with it. But I feel like other people do that too. Thanks for the great VODs. What server do you play on? Atiesh. She a bitch. I have my scars. I want to be like Illidan. Do you get a girl? A pat on the back? I have my scars is a really good, like, motivational message for people who are survivors of difficult situations. Maybe I'll have to do a write-up about it. I don't know if I could without being political, though. Never mind. Maybe I could. I'm pretty good at writing nowadays. Also, why would it need to be... Actually, how is it political at all? What was I even thinking of? I think I was just thinking about feminist stuff. But it's not feminist. Unlike, you know, Sylvanas, the only reason she won is because of women power and because of Blizzard's liberal agenda. That describes like half the comments on the Sylvanas video. People are freaking stupid. Man, I remember, for some reason I was like, man, I want to read comments that will make me mad. Or I want to read bad comments. It was like, I know, I'll go look at my Sylvanas video. And look at the newest comments. And what do you know? A whole bunch of people saying stupid shit. I was like, wow, these comments are really bad and make me angry. Man, that was a pleasant experience. I'm glad I can go to this video if I just want to read bad comments. To be fair, Blizzard progression, yeah, I know. It's true. But also, there's a thing about, you know, calling it out when it's not there. I'm all for calling out virtue signaling because, yeah, it's annoying. It's stupid. It's really transparent when companies do it. This isn't that at all. It's like, the whole thing with Sylvanas isn't that at all. It doesn't even come close. What kind of stupid shit did they say? It's basically just that. You know, people just don't like Sylvanas. So they say a whole bunch of really stupid sexist shit about a video game character. And also, you know, the Blizzard progressive, you know, women power stuff. They say that a lot too. And it's really stupid because that's not the case. Now, they just want to wet the micro penises of the cucks that like Sylvanas. I mean, that's fair. But also, you know, they're wrong about the whole women power thing in relation to Sylvanas. Like, if they were making that statement about someone like Talanji, for example, I'd be like, okay, you know, there's some cases to be made there. Talanji's a little bit too perfect, too strong, and good at everything. Yeah, I can totally see that. But Sylvanas? No. That just proves that you guys don't know what you're talking about. Like, when it both comes to progressivism, I can't fucking talk. This is why I don't debate with people. Part of the reason. You know, one of the reasons is I'm stupid. Another one is because, you know, it's like banging your head against the wall. There's no real reason to do it. What was I talking about again? I totally forgot. I think Sylvanas is really just lore. Oh yeah, the Sylvanas. So yeah, like, you know, whenever people say stuff like that, it just gets me thinking they literally just don't know anything about Sylvanas. And that's why it appears that way, because they only know her lore from the cinematics, and she appears in cinematics a lot. Actually, yeah, that kind of explains a lot of it. The average WoW player doesn't read quest texts, so of course they don't know the intricacies of Sylvanas' lore like, you know, someone who reads all the books about Sylvanas. What are your thoughts on the Shadowlands features so far? I'm really excited about the Tower of Torghast. I can't wait to try that out. Sylvanas is an angry ghost that reached so hard she broke the sky. That is true. LOL, micro penises. Hey, I'm sure lots of WoW players have them. That would explain why they yell so much and argue all the time on the internet. Especially because Sylvanas is so powerful because of the powerful sugar daddy like the jailer. LOL, okay, bye-bye. I mean, that's not wrong. Do you think Blizzard has the idea of where Sylvanas' arc would go since Warcraft 3? I don't think they really figured it out until Legion, to be honest. Can you tell why the most powerful object in WoW lore likes Gul'dan's skull? What's the most powerful object in WoW lore? You know, whenever someone repeats a question like that, it's usually because they're trying to give themselves enough time to think more. Whenever I watch an interview and someone's like, you know, they repeat the question or they say, wow, that's a good question. You're like, I know why they're doing it. They're doing it to give themselves enough time to think and so that it sounds more natural. You know, hey, it's just, you know, good etiquette. Instead of going, okay, here we go. This is the answer to that. No, they just repeat it or say, wow, that's a good question. Just gives them a little bit more time to think, gather their thoughts a little bit more. What was I talking about? I forgot. And this one. And this one. Get him, get him, get him. There we go. What's the most powerful object in WoW lore? Oh, I have no idea. Skull of the Gul'dan is probably not it, though. Probably Frostmourne. But I'm sure there's something stronger than that. It'd probably be like, I think one of the artifact weapons might be. I forget which one, though. Scepter of Sargeras? That might be it. I've never heard anyone respond to the sentence that included the micro penises of cucks with face. Hey, I mean, you know, sometimes people make good points, and they just do them in weird ways. I'm so done with her, we need a break from her. I wish Sylvanas would step on my neck and break it. I think Sylvanas is really lore relevant right now. I think they're using her a bit too much. They should wait an expansion for Shadowlands. Nah, they need to use her more. Scepter Sargeras, able to summon Sargeras on its own once it's empowered. And also was able to rip tears in realities. That's all I can think of. Yeah, everything you know about is related to Warlocks, Felplague. You have such a bias for Warlocks. You know, I was thinking about that when I was reading your script today. You know, you have such a bias for Warlocks that I honestly can't take some of the stuff you say seriously in the script. Like, what's the source for this? Really, was this actually really good for Warlocks? Or is that actually true about Warlocks? I don't know. I might have to look this up because, you know, you tend to say things like this was the best for Warlocks or Warlocks were the best DPS because of X thing. Or that's why people liked Warlocks. And it's like, I don't know if that's true. It might be. You know, just because there's a Warlock bias doesn't mean the information's necessarily wrong, but I do think twice whenever I read your facts about Warlocks in the scripts, Felplague. And the Scepter of Sargeras is one of these situations where, like, that's a Warlock artifact weapon, so I don't know. The most powerful weapon in WoW is the Sword of 1,000 Truths? Maybe. Probably. I don't know, it just has like an instant mana burn. Is that really super good? Like, what if you fight a warrior with a Sword of 1,000 Truths? It doesn't really do much. Hey, Mad Season, love your stream, keep up the good work. I'll have you know, Mad Season Show has his own stream that is way more successful than mine. He gets at least like 1,000 people watching his streams. And people on his streams like even subscribe and donate to him. It's crazy. I just fished up the One Ring. It's the most powerful item. Just nobody has worked out how to use it yet. Yeah, I never really understood why the One Ring was so powerful in Lord of the Rings, to be perfectly honest. Like, you know, I read the books. I saw all the movies. It still never really made sense to me. Because it didn't seem that powerful. All it did was turn the guy invisible. Are we talking about Noble? What? What about Noble? The hate bringer, hands down, most powerful item in lore. The hate bringer? You mean the ash bringer? I don't know about that. Ashbringer was defeated by Kel'Thuzad. No, they didn't even in Legion. Did you read the short story? She didn't even want to be leader. Now she kills people. It's all an ass pull. I mean, there's some truth to that. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, but there is, like, some plot holes with the whole jailer situation when compared to some of her internal monologues in the books and short stories. Like, there is truth to that. God damn it, why are my bags always full? I've already had to run back to town like 3 times. I feel like Blizzard's forgotten lore about some of the older races, i.e. gnomes, dwarves, taurens, night elves. I mean, they definitely haven't forgotten about night elves. Did you not see their town burn down? The reason there's not too much lore about gnomes, taurens, and dwarves, for example, is because they don't have anything interesting going on. The taurens are peaceful. That doesn't usually lead to interesting stories to talk about. Same with the gnomes and dwarves. You know, more contentious races, ones that are always starting shit, like the undeads and humans and stuff. That's why they get a whole bunch of lore, because they're proactive actors in the story. Whereas all the other ones are kind of just, you know, fine with leaving people to themselves. Which doesn't lead to very much conflict, unfortunately. Which is why there's not too much stories written about them. No, the Hatebringer's a random blue hammer that I use for most of BC. Ah, okay. How long do you stream daily? At least an hour. Okay, I thought I wasn't making it. Wait, are you skipping any quests? Yeah, I'm skipping all the quests that are stupid. Well, on this channel, you are the one who is playing us to watch you. Exactly. You know, some streamers, they have fans who give them money and stuff. Not me, though. My fans just yell at me. And, it's a good relationship we have. I think everybody benefits from it. Why are my bags always full? Suffering from success. It's because half my items are goddamn quest items, and I need to get rid of them. Ooh, did I learn anything new? Nope. Oh wait, is that a new arcane shot? When did I learn that? Oh, at 44. That's new. New arcane shot's useful. The old one does 83 damage. Whoa, this one does 115 damage. That's like 30 more damage. Or probably not. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math. Is it 30? Yeah, it's about 30. Blah, blah, blah. Torn only part of the horde because Thrall and Carney were bros. Yep, that's about it. How could the 1 ring be the strongest when the 2 ring exists? There's also a 3 ring. Well, I don't like fuck with factions, but seriously, we need a single player lore point of view right now. It's called the books. No, wait. I think you might be thinking about something else. Or I might be thinking about something else. Yeah, the Grim Totems are super peaceful. The Grim Totem are a non-issue. Magatha Grim Totem joined up with us during the Legion invasion. If you want Grim Totem lore, you should go play the Shaman Order Hall campaign. Along with Leopard Gnomes, super nice Leopard Gnomes and Grim Totems. Do you by any chance know what an outlier is? An outlier, in statistical terms, is something that's so far out from the norm that it's not really mentioned when you talk about the collective. For example, if you had a group of like 50 people and you wanted to find out what their average income was, so you did a poll and you graphed them all on a graph, and their average income came out to about $100 million a year, that would seem a little suspect if they were just 50 random people. And then you look at the data and you see that one of the people was actually a billionaire, which completely skewed the average. So in statistical terms, you would just throw it out because it's an outlier. In fact, you throw out the top and bottom 5%, and you actually only do the data on 95% of it. And then you use this new 95% sample size and you get an average, and would probably come out to something like 40K. And it's like, oh, that's actually a reasonable number. $40,000 a year? That sounds about right. With like 50 random people. It's definitely not 100 million, though. Those are the kinds of things you get when you include outliers when you're talking about averages. So yes, I know about the leopard gnomes and grim totems. They're little things known as outliers. Because we also have the mecha gnomes. I actually missed statistics class. Man, everybody should be required to take a statistics class in high school. There are too many people who use anecdotal evidence and outliers as examples to prove their points. And it's like, if you knew anything about statistics, you wouldn't be doing that. The smaller the sample size, the more outliers matter. See, that's why there's like a whole thing of math with it. Statistics class, I can see why they don't teach it in high school, though. It's like, for homework for my statistics class, they gave us like 10 problems to do, and that was it. The only problem was every single problem took 30 minutes to complete. So, like, that's why they don't teach it in high school, is because it just takes too goddamn long to do a single problem. But it's such useful information. Like, they should teach the concepts of statistics at least. Even if they can't really teach the math without, taking an entire school day just to go over one problem. High school's so shit, you barely learn anything. I know, but high school, they should teach people taxes and how to rent a car and stuff like that. And also statistics, because it would allow people to understand information and how the news lies to them so much. Because I know too many people who will have very strong opinions about things based on anecdotal evidence or outliers. And then you tell them, yeah, that doesn't sound right. They'd be like, but this one person did this one thing, and it's like, that's not a big enough sample size to generalize an entire group of people. That's kind of like saying, all people who play Fortnite are famous streamers just because, Ninja exists. It's like, yeah, that's an outlier. Most Fortnite players are probably prepubescent teenage boys. Or actually little kids. My nephew likes Fortnite. He's 8 years old, I think. Or he's 7. I don't know how old he is. He's 7 or 8 or 6. He might be 6. But you can still drive when you're in high school. What addon is the quest text exclamation part on top of their heads? I don't know. Type in exclamation point addons. It'll give you both of my classic WoW add-on videos. Here are the Fortnite streamer. Now fam, you just only have one exercise. The problem is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Right, like people, how use... yeah, that's way more complicated than that. That is definitely one topic you don't talk about, though. On streams. I agree. Compulsory stat class would stop a lot of stupid people from gambling. That's true, too, actually. You know, like, well, lots of people will play the lottery because, hey, if you don't play, you can't win. It's like, right, but like the chances of winning are so low that you're wasting your money. To be fair, you can't rent a car until a decade after high school, but you can still drive one when you're in high school. Also, you can rent, your prices just go up. I've only ever rented a car once. It was pretty easy. It's not really something they need to teach you in school. Statistics are like a bikini. What they reveal is suggestive, but what they conceal is vital. I mean, I really like the bikini for what it is. If anything, the fact that lots of that stuff is covered up. That's the best part about it. You can also look at the description for the add-ons. I think the add-ons only show my retail ones. I need to add the I need to add the classic WoW add-ons to the stream description. I have those set to the macro though. I have the classic WoW add-ons set in the macro if you just type in exclamation point add-ons. I don't have them in the stream description though. That's because I keep forgetting to add them there. I'm gonna need someone to remind me one of these days. What do you think the average player age of WoW is? 18 to 44. That's what my statistics tell me. In US, you can't rent until 25. I can rent a car and I'm only 16. Hi, hello Lawson. My stats professor once said that you should always remember that half the population is dumber than the average person. I don't know why, that's always stuck with me. Sounds about right. You also learn that if you just work retail. And you think, my god, people cannot be this stupid. And then you see, yes, people are that stupid, and on a very large scale. What you shouldn't think, though, is that you're better than them. You know, like, hey, all these people are stupid. There's so many stupid people in the world. But that doesn't make you smart. Just because other people are stupid doesn't mean you're a genius. That's a trap a lot of teenagers will fall into. They see how many, like, stupid adults there are around them, and they think they're smart because of it. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It takes more than getting A's in all your classes to be a smart person. Man, I was watching this video today. It was like about how scientists are using plasma in order to create microchips even smaller than they already are today. And like, the way they were doing it was so incredibly complicated that I was like, my god, I sometimes forget how smart people are. These people are all like super geniuses, and they're all talking about the different methods they were able to like put the plasma gas through a whole bunch of different tubes in order to go through water so that they could process the light into the microchip so they could make it smaller. And it's like they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this too, and it's like the most big brain thing ever. And they're like, yeah, we've been working on this thing to create supercomputers that are a lot faster because of the Hadron Collider can process 200 million pieces of information in a second. And our computers are literally just not smart enough to do that yet. That's why we have to do this plasma shit. I was like, whoa. There are geniuses in the world, and I'm definitely not one of them. I'm going to stick to my clickbait top 10 videos, okay? Are you actually 16? Would I lie about being 16? I started my channel when I was 10 years old. High school, am I right, fellow children? I can see 2 videos in the add-ons part of the description. Or maybe I did add it. Maybe I just forgot I added it. Second link goes to top 10 best classic WoW leveling add-ons. Yeah, there's also the 20 add-ons one, though. See, I created those videos so that you can watch through them really quickly and just get all the information you need. And there's no fluff or bullshit in the videos. And because there's no fluff or bullshit in the videos, I make, like, no money from them. So you're welcome. Yo, you got microchips in your microchips. Man, I should, like, link the video. It's crazy. It reminds you, like, wow, we're living in the future right now. Bring back garrisons. Heck yeah. You just don't have enough intelligence on your gear, noob. Man, I wish I could wear gear and get smarter. That'd be great. Work retail, help desk, or human resources, and you realize most people are just dumb. Yep. I worked retail for 5 years. That's why I know. All the smart people, they're out, you know, building rocket ships already. Generally, if someone's really smart, people go out of their way in order to help them get into smart positions. Because other smart people can recognize talented, future smart people. So they get scholarships and go to good universities and then get internships and get hired by expensive people. Whoa, I woke up to the YouTube algorithm putting me on the live stream. Oh yeah, it does that if I stream for long enough. You know, usually no one watches the stream, but sometimes YouTube will pull a tricky one on someone and then they'll force them to watch it. And then that's how I get lots of people to yell at me. But I like your brand of clickbait, hero. Man, I was reading this tweet the other day. It was someone basically complaining about clickbait. And like, man, I hate how videos talk about, you know, X thing is the worst thing ever, you know, 10 times a week. And they're also like, but, you know, I'll watch top 10 videos all night. People generally are not super against top 10 video clickbaits. Which is good for me. How's it going, fellow kids? And despite that, some of them are still really nice people. But yeah, you know, working retail, you'll learn real quick that, you know, most people are stupid. But also, most people are nice. It's easy to get the complete opposite thing because we remember negative situations more. Like, I have stories about rude customers. I have stories for days. But I've also interacted with probably like tens of thousands of people. And I probably only have like 10 stories from 5 years of retail. That's because most people are decent and nice. But you only remember the bad ones. Because someone being nice and normal is the norm, so of course you wouldn't remember it. Good morning, Hiru-senpai. Good morning. Here, you still dying from the flu? No, I had a cold. I'm gonna go back to town. It's almost time for me to get off. Just get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. They have reached out to me multiple times. And they offer lots of money. So I have considered it. It's like, hey, before we get into this video, how would you like to hear about Raid Shadow Legends? Look at these graphics. They're comparable to the other things that have graphics. If you sign up today, you will get 30 gold pieces. It has good reviews on the Play Store. Give me money, give me money, give me money.
I got what you need.
I also, like, had Squarespace Skillshare. I get those two confused. Skillshare, they sent me a message today. And I replied back. So I might be doing a sponsorship with them in January.
Be good.
You know, at least Skillshare is actually good. You don't really have to pretend too much with that. Smart people just migrating to Mars in order to fund the 40k Adeptus Mecus. I don't know what the hell that is. Do you think Blizzard will bring the original Mount Worgans we're supposed to have in Shadowlands? They were supposed to have a mount? I don't know. This is the first I've heard of it. Maybe I should make a video on it. That's the thing, Hero actually makes honest clickbait, so I take the bait. That's true. I definitely clickbait, but, you know, you're gonna get what you get. You're gonna get what you expect at the very least. You know, like my last video, for example, the Sylvanas one. That's a definitely clickbait thumbnail I have there. But if you click on the video, you're gonna get exactly the information that's promised.
Yo, have a good one.
You know, if someone screams that the game is dying every 2 seconds, you know, you might start to not believe them. It's like, right, you said the game was dying, it was already dead last year, and yet it's still going. I don't know if I trust your opinions anymore. But, you know, hey, top 10 super secret items in the game? Huh. You know, maybe I'll learn about a secret item.
Glad I could help.
And then people click on the video.
The best deals
And they come out pleasantly surprised. It's like, well, I got what I was expecting.
Real.
Do you like comedian-hosted podcasts? I don't know. I don't listen to enough podcasts, I guess. So you're saying his hero is a masturbator? Good joke. Hero, wait, you worked 5 years of retail and you're 16? So you started working at 11 at the latest? Isn't that against child labor laws? I actually started working when I was 16. And then I got fired when I was 21. So that's 5 years there. Also, yes, I am 16. Before we get into this video, goblin the backgrounds. Time is money, my friend. I love Skillshare. Yeah, Skillshare is actually legit. Debated. Okay, I'm gonna go now. It's almost time for me to do my readings. I understand that I fuck up. Okay, what? Bullcrap? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyways, see you later.